Hi everybody, Robin here and welcome back to Toadstool Tarot. Today I'm doing a hashtag challenge that I first saw from B at Ikali Sunflower, but she first saw it at Eries Witchcraft, and I have the a link of the original video below in the instructions or comments or directions description. Okay, it's got 12 prompts and it's basically an Alice in Wonderland related hashtag. The first prompt is, what deck sent you down a tarot rabbit hole? And for me the answer would be Rider Waite Smith, any of many versions, but particularly the RWS 2.0. It started me collecting up to, I must have about 20 different RWS decks in different variations on Pamela Coleman Smith's art. So I think just in pursuit of the perfect deck, it sent me down that tarot rabbit hole, and I still keep buying new and different versions. So there you go. Number 2, what deck makes you smile like the Cheshire Cat? That is Il Tarocco Bizarro di Franco Bruna, and this just has very silly comical illustrations. Prompt number 3. What is your favorite Tweedledum and Tweedledee decks? This is a tarot with a matching oracle. Now, I don't have a lot of oracles, and I don't have matching sets from the same creators. But I did find two that I think go together very well. One is the Forest of Enchantment. So this is the tarot, which I guess would be the Tweedledum. And the Tweedledee, or the oracle that would go with that, would be the Forest Fae. Prompt number 4, which is your Red Queen deck? This deck became your nemesis after buying it. Well, for me, I would say it's one of two different Dante tarots. There's a recent one and there's an early one, and I love the imagery on both of them, but because it's related to Dante's Inferno. Is it his Inferno? well, his writings. It's related to his writings, and I'm not familiar with them, so it's kind of become my nemesis. It's very difficult for me to follow, and it doesn't, strictly speaking, adhere to the RWS system. This is the earlier deck, the earlier version. Two different artists. I won't show the newer one, but I have walkthroughs of all these decks on the channel. And I love the artwork, but the imagery doesn't correspond to the cards, to my mind. So that has become sort of my learning nemesis. Number 5 is your Drink Me deck. What are the smallest cards that you have in your collection? For me, that would be the Thoth that I got on MakePlayingCards.com, and it's an extra small Thoth. And they are beautiful, and they're cropped. They don't have the labels on them. And they're about, I don't know, 1.5 by 2 inches or something like that. So they're quite small. And I am storing them side by side, 2 stacks in a plastic soap dish, because they didn't come with a box or anything. They just came shrink wrapped, as many decks do from Make Playing Cards. The next prompt, number 6, is your Eat Me deck, the biggest cards in your collection. For me, that would be the Golden Wirth Tarot. I think these are, I don't know, about 7 inches tall, maybe. The next prompt is number 7. You're late for a very important date. What gave you FOMO anxiety before you got your hands on it? And that one for me would be Patrick Valenza's Abandoned Oracle. And that is because he often does limited editions of decks, and this one was on pre-order, limited to 500, I think it was. And so I don't generally pre-order, but since I was worried I'd miss out, I went ahead and I pre-ordered in late spring. And it took months. It didn't arrive until, I think, September or October. So I was filled with stress and anxiety over the wait. And that is one of the reasons that I no longer do well, I never did do Kickstarters, but it's one of the reasons I won't do a Kickstarter. And I have to be extremely obsessed in order to do pre-orders. I did pre-order the Trionfi Della illustrated pips, and there was a little wait on that one, but I was thrilled to have it. Still, it didn't stop me from that you're late anxiety. Let's see. Next one, number 8, the White Queen deck. Colorful and light-hearted, and that one is the deck I just spoke of. The Trionfi Della Luna illustrated pips. I love the soft yet beautiful colors, the light-hearted quality of the humor in the deck. Let's see, what is next? Number 9 is show me a deck with artwork as mad as a hatter. Now this one for me would be, I think, I'm not even sure what it's called. I found it on Amazon. I think it was under the name Leapblue, but the box says Gold Foil Tarot. And this one is a plastic deck with really sort of mind-bending psychedelic effects on the cards, and different kind of moire patterns on each and every card. So I would say that art is mad as a hatter. Next prompt is, what deck would you take to a tea party? This one I would say is my Harmonious Tarot Mini in the linen box, because I always have a couple portable decks in my shoulder bag, and this is one of them. I might take the larger version of this, but this is very handy, and I think I might take it to a tea party because it has sort of like a garden party feel to the imagery on the cards. Number 11, your Jabberwocky deck. This deck is dark and mysterious. Well, I don't know if I can find a more dark and mysterious deck in my collection than the White Witch Tarot. And the last prompt, number 12, show me your Alice deck. Either an actual Alice in Wonderland deck or a deck that always takes you on a journey when you read with it. Well, I have 3 Alice decks, and I don't care for any of them, actually. I have the Tarot in Wonderland, which has beautifully illustrated cards, but they're sort of modern looking, and I don't know why, but I never use it. I also have the Disney Alice, which is, I don't remember the name of the publisher, but you've all seen them, a series of decks that have very stiff cards and lazy pips. They have very nicely done majors, but when it comes to the minors, they're not fully illustrated. And I bought the Disney Alice because, I don't know, I think I was under the delusion that it was going to be the artwork from Disney's Alice in Wonderland, the original cartoon one. And it wasn't. It was a contemporary artist sort of trying to mimic Disney's style, but really wasn't quite on the mark, and it did have those lazy pips, so I didn't really care for it. The third Alice deck I have is this Tarot in Wonderland, the Oracle of Alice. This is by a little company in Europe called, well, it says made in USA, but I think it was shipped from abroad. It says Kisses from Ibiza. I think that's the name of the company, or ibizatarot.com. They have the right idea, but I think they execute it wrongly. The cards are oversized. This one has John Tenniel illustrations, which I've always wanted in a tarot deck, but the cards are oversized, and they have quotes at the bottom of each card, which I don't like, and also the cards and the images seem poorly matched, or randomly matched images from Alice to the designated card, and it's a majors only deck, so I'm not fond of that. But in terms of a deck that gives me an Alice vibe, I'd say the Tarot of Curious Creatures, because this is filled with all kinds of animated characters that one might run across in Wonderland as one goes on one's way. So I had fun with this challenge. I hope you take it on and have as much fun with it as I did. And I've also had a lot of fun watching the other 2 responses to it that I've seen so far. So maybe you'll give it a try, and I'll have a look at yours. Take care and see y'all soon.